Well, that's a good start. That's a really good start. The intro's not working. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna just fiddle and faddle about for a little bit because there should be an intro playing now, and there isn't. I do apologise. No idea what went wrong there. I'm going to say good morning to those that have already arrived. Dan Cullen is here. Good morning, Dan. He was here at 9:58, and bring back the nice frosty mornings. He's saying. Yeah, I'm not in agreement with that. I don't particularly like the hot weather, but I don't want the frosty weather back quite yet. And my apologies once again for the lack of intro today. I'm pressing the button and nothing whatsoever is happening, so I can only apologise. Gary Muirhead has just joined us. Morning, Gary. Thank you very much indeed for being here. The lack of intro this morning has thrown me completely. I don't even have my buttons ready. Bear with me. Let's have a look. Let's do a good morning to Dan. Let's do a good morning to Gary. Blimey, are any of these buttons working this morning? Good morning to Chris. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for being here. Intro just decided this morning. Nope, not having it. Good thing is I do get to shut down my machine for the next 3 days, so hopefully, all things being equal, it will clear whatever bugs it's got. Morning, Jim. I'll be back to Jim Turner in just a little bit because Jim is in a manner of speaking, Jim's handiwork is part of the show today. So look out for that because we'll be getting to that very, very soon. Yes, today is the last day until Thursday, as far as this show is concerned, because I'm off to Hillhead. As soon as this show is over, I'm throwing some gear in the back of the car and heading for All Points, Derbyshire. I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be there Wednesday as well. Not staying for the final day because I have things to do and people to see. But if you're up there over the next 2 days, please look out for me. I'll be wearing my streamer hat, and if failing that, just give me a call on WhatsApp, and I'll come and find you, or you can come and find me, or maybe we'll meet somewhere in between the two. Andy Hare is in the house. Are you going to Hillhead, Andy? I don't suppose you're exhibiting, but are you going to be there? Dan Cullen says, no, Dan. Well, have a safe journey. I'll do my level best. It's a fine line that I walk with this show because obviously I need to replenish the stocks of footage to show you. But by the same token, if I need to replenish the stocks, it means I'm not going to be here, which is the other side of things. Just while the show is coming together, as much as it's ever likely to, want to let you know, as of this morning, there is a brand new article up on Demolition Insider, and if I press the right button, which will be a bit of a first this morning, you should be looking at that right about now. The article is called "This Too Shall Pass." The basic premise of the article is basically we are currently making a lot of fuss and what have you about various things, electric machines, hydrogen machines, technology, AI, virtual reality, and all of those kind of things. But sooner or later, that will just be the accepted norm, and we'll be looking at something else. So that's what the article is called. Andy Hare says, possibly take a look at Hillhead, but I'm in London end of week, so may not get the chance. Up in the air for now. Well, if you are going to be there, Andy, please drop me a line. I haven't seen you for quite some time, so it'd be lovely to catch up. Yes, the article is called "This Too Shall Pass." The link is in the chat right now, but if you are a member of our WhatsApp group, you can find it over there as well. So, given the fact that we didn't have an intro this morning for technological reasons, let's crack on. Without further ado, let me roll the intro, post the question of the day, and get this show on the road. I'm just going to hope and pray that the intro works. Just going to pause temporarily to say good morning to Marky Mike Whiting, who has just joined us. Dan Cullen, have I tried the porridge? Don't honestly think this is the weather for porridge. Much as I like it, I always see that as a bit of a winter dish, but it's on standby. It's on standby, and should I wake up to a cold, frosty morning anytime soon, the custard and the porridge will be combined. We'll be talking combinations in just a moment, actually, but we need to crack on. Going to say good morning to Ken Hatcher, who's just joined us. He has the Black Sun, apparently. Jonathan Duras is here as well. YouTube is playing silly buggers. Well, on the basis that my intro didn't work this morning, it seems only right and proper that you should all suffer the same thing. So, it is Monday, the 24th of June, which means Hillhead starts tomorrow. Tomorrow. We've been waiting for it for months. And yet here we are on the eve. It is Monday, the 24th of June. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony, the Walrus of Demolition. In today's show, Bobcat embraces AI camera technology to keep us puny humans safe. Komatsu gets smart. We're going down and dirty with John Deere. We're going old school at Sibbertoft, thanks to our friend, Mr. Jim Turner. Plus, is modular machinery the future? Interesting. But before we get to all of that, we do have the small matter of today's mystery machine for you to discern. So let me play this. Yeah, mystery machine for a Monday morning. And this is what you have to work with. Is that obvious? Is it far from obvious? Is it completely indistinguishable? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Speaking of the chat, let's have a look. Dan Cullen had to come to Facebook to get the stream to work. Don't know what's going on there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, while you're figuring out our mystery machine, I will show you a little more in just a second. But while you're figuring that out, it is time, I think, to show, to tell you more about our question of the day. So we have a graphic for that as well. Here we go. Yeah, our question of today is a bit of a head scratcher, and it's this: what is your ultimate machine combo? Now, to be clear, I reckon there are several approaches you can take on this. You can choose two machines that work exceptionally well together. You can choose a machine and an attachment, or if you want to get really creative, think up two machines that you could merge together to give you something truly original, truly unique, and truly productive. Love to see what you come up with. Personally, I'm going with the Cat 992 wheel loader matched with a Cat 777 truck. It's a combo I've seen multiple times over the years. Never ever fails to impress. But what about you? What is your preferred machine combo? What is the chat saying? Had a couple of guesses. I do need to show you this. Chris Ford said, "Missed Friday's live show due to an unplanned event, but I think I won the mystery machine on catch up as I had the answer before the question." That's often the best way. Right. Okay. So let me go to the mystery machine. Let me take Chris away for just a second. This is what we have to work with in terms of mystery machine. Ken Hatcher is going for a JCB backhoe loader. It's a good answer. It's not right, but it's a good answer. Jim Turner is going for the Cat backhoe loader. Dan Cullen is going for the JCB 3CX Pro. It's not a JCB 3CX Contractor Plus either. Not the 3CX Pro, not the Cat 428. In fact, I'll tell you now, tis neither. Tis neither a JCB nor a Cat. Let me show you a bit more. Hope that helps. Ah, yes. It is definitely up on wheels. Not sure if that helps at all. But let me take that away for just a moment. We'll come back to that in just a second. So yes, question of the day is rolling along nicely, and you've now got the mystery machine to try to discern. We'll come back to all of those things in just a moment. But we need to crack on with the show because I need back bags and head for Derbyshire. So let's crack on. It is now several weeks since I got back from the Czech Republic and my visit to Bobcat, and it's a testament to the company that I still have new innovations to share with you. There really was so much to see. The irony of this is, before we went, Bobcat were very upfront. They said, "Oh, we have no new products as such, but we've got lots of new systems and solutions to show you." Oh boy, did they! So before we crack on, let me hand over to a very familiar face, Mr. VJ Nerva, and he can tell you all about it.
At Bobcat Company, we realize every job site is different, and we just wanted to explore different options, different pieces of technology that address different customer needs. We do have a radar system that you've seen before. That a radar system works and it identifies whatever objects. A big complaint or a big ask at job sites from our customers is, how can we just avoid people? Just avoid either missing people or hitting people. It's camera technology and it detects only people. So if you're a person and if you're around the machine, the camera technology understands you're a person, and it doesn't matter what height, what age, what gender, how do you look, it doesn't matter. A person is a person, and it can avoid or alert the operator. It can avoid hitting the person. So that's a piece of technology. It might sound simple, but you would be really surprised at what happens at job sites. So we want to prevent our machines running into people, or our operators, using our machines to run into people. So you can see it now beeping. Freddy's behind the machine. So it's just like a human eyes. So if you look at the camera, as long as the camera can see a person, and if it's within those boxes that you see, it goes from red to yellow to green. And when it's green, it detects the person but doesn't alert. In yellow, it starts alerting the person, and when it's red, it actually starts beeping a lot more. So today, how it exists on this machine, it only alerts the operator, but we are working on an active solution, so it actively stops the machine. We want to give the ability to the operator to customize his environment. So if it's an environment where there's too many people, the logical sense would be active stopping. If it's an environment where there are people show up here and there, we let the operator decide how he wants it to be. But there are companies that want the active solution. They're pushing for the active solution. They see that more of a, let's say, safer bet than just a passive solution, because what happens at construction sites, there's too much noise. The person is operating, he doesn't pay attention to the noise or to the alerts. So it could happen that he misses the alert, and we want to give that option to customers, say, what, this is an active solution. So yes, we're working on an active solution in this as well. It's purely cameras around the machine, just like your cars. And again, it detects only people, no objects. For objects, we have a different solution. Maybe in the future, we see a combination of these. The idea that we're working on all these different technologies in silos doesn't mean that they don't come together. So maybe in the future you see something together with an amalgam of these technologies. What we want to do is give people tools so they can control their job sites. Now, if someone doesn't want it, that's their thing. But if someone wants it, we have a solution for them.
Seeing that demonstrated up close and personal. In fact, I was one of the things that the machine reversed at, and it stopped well short. I have to say, mightily impressed. Getting clever. Jim Turner says, that's handy for when brickies and finishing trades are walking behind the machine without giving two stuffs about whether I've seen them or not. Yeah, very true. That's exactly what it's for. Is that the legendary Freddie Anthony in the camera? That's the second time in 2 shows that he's been on camera. He was in the background of one of the Volvo videos, and yes, that was absolutely Fred arsing about behind the machine trying to set up a camera. So yes, it absolutely was. And the international man of mystery, not so much of a mystery anymore. Right, going back to the mystery machine, I'll tell you now. Let's have a look what we've got. Dan Cullen's gone for the Komatsu 180. It is not one of those. Gary Muirhead has gone for the Ford New Holland 95. It is not. Chris has gone for Case 590 ST. It is not one of those. John Deere backhoe loader, says Jim Turner. Nope. Jonathan Duras is going for the MST backhoe loader. Nope. Dan Cullen's gone for the Komatsu WB 93R-5. No. Gary Muirhead, LB110 from New Holland. It's not one of those. Komatsu, a WB 97R-8, says Dan Cullen. It's not. It's none of those things. New Holland Cooper Series 180. Nope. New Holland LB110B. It's not. It's not. He's becoming a right tart. He'll be hosting the show next. I wish he would. Wish he would. I could take a couple of days off. That would be absolutely marvelous. Let me show you a little bit more of the mystery machine. There you are. I'll tell you what. I'll double up. There's what you've got to work with. I think you've all homed in on the type of machine it is. But what I'm looking for now is a make and a model. Keep the guesses coming in. Let me roll a bit of this because we're back with Komatsu in just a second. In just a mecond. It's like a minute and a second combined. Don't forget our mystery machine. Not our mystery machine, our question of the day. What is your ideal machine combo? Maybe that's why I'm combining things. Here we go.
If you are enjoying this episode, please consider supporting the show. You can leave us a tip at buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
Yeah, Komatsu is going to be at Hillhead. No great surprise. I don't suppose for one moment they will be focusing too much on their smart construction solutions because obviously Hillhead is very much a quarry show, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't feature their smart construction solutions right here. Take a look at this.
You know, I had to beg my wife to move down here from Missouri, and ever since then, she says, I don't want to go anywhere else. So I think she's hooked. I definitely like it. Yeah, so this is the job site. We call it the Villages. Currently getting ready for brick paving sections. I starts there, in the office. We'll get a contract, get a set of plans. I grew up, my family did residential construction. Growing up as a kid, what kid doesn't like big dozers, big track hoes, like heavy equipment? I think people view construction as just kind of lagging behind in the technology sector, but it's not your typical farmhand jumped on a piece of machinery and just old school. It's definitely a lot more technology nowadays.
With the labor shortage, the smaller companies that haven't embraced technology are getting left behind. What has set Emery-Sap apart from other contractors is our ability to adapt to technology.
Every day these machines are collecting data. It sends all that data to the cloud. It's processed and dumped into here every single day. So how can we use this data? So this week we were invited out by Emery-Sap to visit and discuss, and also to show where Komatsu is currently at in the world of tech with our machines and our software. With Komatsu Smart Construction and our suite of software, we really have a lot of different avenues to gain access to data.
I definitely use Smart Construction Remote daily, from uploading the latest design to troubleshooting machine control out in the field. You got a guy just call you up on the phone, hey, I'm having trouble. You remote in, see exactly what that machine's doing.
We have GPS receivers and controllers. Along with that, in machines, we have integrated sensors that give us the elevations of buckets and blades, and they apply all this together to give us a location on Earth that tells where the blade should be. You push the auto button, and the system takes over for you and places that implement correctly on the ground for you.
You don't need that guy on the dozer or the track hoe that had 20 years of experience, because now all of a sudden he jumps on there and he's got automatics. So it's, hey, this machine's pretty much going to build it for you. Like, we just need somebody in there.
Companies like Emery-Sap & Sons, when they adapt technology across the board, whether it's GPS, office software, they tend to jump forward because technology is meant to help you be more productive. And I can see a lot of companies across the country who are just doing old school. They tend to lag behind because they're not efficient. And with Emery-Sap & Sons being willing to explore new technology, I think they'll keep going ahead.
Efficiency doesn't mean that we're moving at twice the speed, but maybe we're not going over something 3 times. We do it 1 time, we hit it accurate 1 time at, maybe the same speed that we was doing 20 years ago, or maybe just even a little bit slower. But if you can avoid, doing things multiple times, it's picking up production efficiency and things are getting done at the end of the day faster.
Yeah, you can learn more about Komatsu's smart construction solutions over at komatsu.com. Lots of head scratching going on with today's mystery machine, I do declare. Gary Muirhead is going for the Volvo BL71. Jonathan Duras, good question this, or good answer rather. Cooker over backhoe, not sure of model numbers though. It's a good answer, but it is not right. I'll tell you now. Dan Cullen is going for a Ford backhoe. It is not. Dan is also going for the Bull 180 excavator. It is not one of those either. And it is also not an ACE AX124 backhoe loader. I can tell you now, you're all on the right path, but nobody's even got the right manufacturer yet. Nobody even got the right manufacturer yet. Let me show you just a smidgen more. There you are. Does that help at all? Funnily enough, I mean, I don't know my machines anywhere near as well as you guys, but that would be a dead giveaway for me. Really would. But then I know what it is, so maybe that helps. Yes, we're going from one mighty brand to another. We'll be back with John Deere in just a moment. Now, we've got a bit of a treat for you coming up in the not too distant future. In fact, about 2 minutes away, in fact. Our man, Jim Turner, was up at the Sibbertoft Vintage Plant Fair demonstration thing over the weekend, and he's put together a film. Well, he sent me a bunch of film clips, and I've put them together. That'll be that'll be up in just a moment. But first of all, we're going to go and visit John Deere.
We run a pretty excavator-heavy fleet. We put the John Deere machines through the most extreme situations. And we expect a 10-hour working day out of every machine with no issues every week.
The reliability on John Deere machines have been great. It's quick, it's powerful, and the uptime has been stellar.
You can't have an operator that's fatigued. A fatigued operator will make mistakes. So staying comfortable is very important, and John Deere has achieved that.
The excavator is awesome, just pretty versatile all around. We can take it anywhere and do pretty much anything you want with it.
As long as John Deere produces the equipment, then we purchase John Deere.
As a mainline operator, if I'm not digging, nobody's doing anything. We're not making money, we're not making progress, just got to keep moving, and John Deere allows us to do that.
The John Deere slogan is basically the opposite of me. Never idle. Whereas I, forever idle. Oh, we're getting weird and wonderful with our guesses now on the mystery machine. A Hydromic 870. It is not. Dan Cullen's gone for a Shantung, which may well be a Shantway. I don't know. A 180 backhoe. It's not. Gary Muirhead going for the Venieri 823F. It's not one of those either. Yeah, Dan Cullen, well said. If they keep producing, we keep buying. I'm a bit like that with Apple products, to be perfectly honest with you. Let me just make sure I can show you a bit more. I can. Here's the mystery machine again. Let me give you a smidgen. There you are. Doesn't really help, I don't suppose, but keep the guesses coming in because we've got lots and lots of time to get through. I'm not leaving here much before about 2 o'clock this afternoon, although I do need to go and send some parcels off. So no great hurry to head away. So keep the guesses coming. Jonathan Duras has gone for a Fermac. Oh, who remembers Fermac? Fantastic answer. I mean, it's not right. It's not even close, but it's Fermac. Who remembers the Fermac? I most certainly do. Now, we need a bit of this.
Since the finance bill came into effect in April, the construction industry has seen a surge of fuel thefts. The rising cost of living has placed an additional risk of theft by employees and contractors, as well as opportunistic thieves. By using diesel dye and placing warnings of its use, you are sending a clear message that this is your fuel.
There are times when I believe people start making up answers Dan Cullen for our Mr. Machine has suggested the Mahindra backhoe. Is there a backhoe loader called a Mahindra? Is there? Did not know that. Never come across that. And in terms of the Firmec, I drove one in the 2000s, says Dan. Yeah, remember them very, very well. I think my memory of Firmec goes back a bit further than that. Sort of late 80s, early 90s, quite possibly. Who do we have here? I can't actually attempt to pronounce that because I'm not even sure what language that is in. Is it Russian? Is it Greek? Don't know. But good morning. Look it up on YouTube. I may just do that. Mahindra, I may just do that. We're going to end today's show with a look back and a look forward. In a few minutes, I'm going to give you a glimpse of a possible future in which modular machines can be modified to match customer or application needs. But before we get to that, we're going to look back. And we're going to do so thanks to our man, Jim Turner. Jim visited Sibbertoft this weekend. Luckily for us, he had his camera with him. So late last night, I chopped together the footage he sent me. So sit back. This is a trip down memory lane. Sit back and enjoy this. Yeah, as Gary Muirhead just said, great footage, Jim Turner. Well done indeed. Andy Hare says it's like watching Deliverance with bulldozers. Where's Burt Reynolds and John Voight squealing like a pig somewhere? One would imagine. Jim Turner says good tune, but I'd rather hear the D4C singing again. She sounds bang on for me. Yes, she really does. In actual fact, that is exactly why I kept the machine sound at the very beginning of the film, because it really did sound dead throaty, I think is the expression. Going back to our mystery machine, and I literally can't show you anymore because the next one gives it away. I'm saying that. Can I show you a bit more? Yeah, I can. Actually, that's a lie. So here we are. That's where we are right now, and I'm going to show you a bit more. And I can tell you we've had some more guesses. Chris Ford is going for the Sani BHL 75, backhoe loader 75. It is not one of those. Is it a Jining? A Jining? Is that a Jining or a Jining? mini backhoe? It's not one of those. Is it a Hyundai backhoe? No, it's not one of those. A made in China backhoe? Now you're talking. Dan Cullen says VTZ 388. Not sure what one of those is, but it's not one of those. And Jonathan Duras. Nice footage. Some classics here. Yeah, absolutely right. Old school. You never beat them, says Dan Cullen. Quite right, too. I can't show you any more of that mystery machine because the next frame literally shows you the whole thing. So you'll just have to keep guessing on what that is, or I walk away towards Hillhead with a victory under my belt. So we've just taken a look at the past. Come back in just a moment and I'll be showing you a possible future.
Hi, I'm Holly. Join Mark Anthony on The Breakfast Show. We are Ovenden.
Yeah, I'll tell you now, Jim Turner, not only can he shoot a decent bit of old school kit, he's pretty good with a mystery machine as well. You're very much on the right path there, Jim. Very much on the right path, but I need a model, if you would be so kind. A Johnny Yang? John Yang? I don't know. It's not. It's definitely not one of those. Now, we're going to stray away from our usual fare of demolition and construction equipment for just a moment, but we're going to do so for a very good reason. We spend a lot of time on this show talking about what the future might look like, and we generally focus on AI and virtual reality and how that might impact the machines that we know and love today. But what if we looked wider? What if we thought right outside the box? In fact, what if we just dispensed with the box entirely and just made machines that could be adapted to their environment, their application, and to the needs of the owner or operator? Thing I'm about to show you, and I can tell you we now have a winner of our mystery machine. Yes, take a look at this. As I say, it's not construction equipment, but I do wonder if this could be a shape of things to come.
Introducing Yarbo, the world's first multi-purpose yard robot with a modular design, which will help you clean the driveway, mow the lawn, and blow the leaves autonomously. The combination of Yarbo body and snow blower module can help you remove snow from your driveway, sidewalk, and your yard. You can easily start and control it on the smartphone. Precise Positioning Vision System provides a centimeter level accuracy positioning without a perimeter wire, and you can monitor the work in real time on the app. The throwing distance is adjustable with a maximum of 40 feet. Snow throwing pile is also specifiable. The articulating front auger attachment ensures Yarbo to cross an obstacle or step from a lower surface to a higher surface. It is also powerful enough to handle wet snow, dry snow, and packed snow with super high cleaning efficiency. Enjoy your coffee in the warm room and say goodbye to shoveling outside in the sub-zero temperatures. The combination of Yarbo body and lawnmower module can help you mow the lawn and keep a perfect lawn 24/7. The camera and sensors can detect and avoid the obstacles in its working path, which is planned logically and intelligently via the advanced algorithm. Large signal area coverage enables Yarbo to manage multiple zones in a single plan. It is also able to handle a slope with a maximum of 68%. Dual cutting deck and adjustable cutting height ensure a more efficient mowing. When the battery is low or the job is done, it will go back to the wireless docking station and charge itself for the next job. The portable power station can keep your electronic devices staying in charge in any situation. The combination of Yarbo body and blower module can help you blow the fallen leaves or debris autonomously, thus keeping your yard clean all the time. It has an airflow capacity of 424 cubic feet per minute The blow tube can rotate to blow leaves and debris in different directions as required.
In 2017, we started development on the world's first autonomous snowblower called the Snowbot. It was so well received at CES 2022 that we knew we had to set the bar even higher, and so Yarbo was born. Yarbo is the world's first all-in-one modular robot designed to maintain your yard all season long. It'll mow the lawn, blow the leaves, and snow blow the driveway. And this is just the beginning. With each new module we develop, Yarbo will gain completely new capabilities. Our long-term goal for Yarbo is to be your personal yard assistant. We want to thank you for your support. We can't wait for you to experience Yarbo and enjoy a perfect-looking yard 24/7.
Yeah, now I realise that's not strictly our usual fare of demolition and construction equipment, but Jim Turner says that would cross over to farming, maybe on a bigger scale. A load of these mowing, spreading grass, rowing up, rolling, drilling, and automated spraying and weeding. Imagine that. Imagine if that were a kind of a skid steer body, obviously much, much bigger, but a skid steer body, and it just basically pops on the attachment that it needs for a specific task and then goes away and does it. Andy Hare, however, makes a very good point. How quickly would your Yarbo get nicked if you don't have decent fences and walls? I still want one, though. Yeah, absolutely. I've always quite liked the idea of these Roombas that go around and hoover your house, because I hate doing it myself. But yeah, how good is that? Dan Cullen says, cool looking, though. Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan Duras looks a cool piece of kit. Bet they're bloody expensive, mind, and need to take out a loan. But imagine if we are using our imaginations here and looking well into the future. Imagine if that were skid steer sized and you had your attachments and the thing could charge itself. You've immediately lost a set of wages because the machine is self-operating and self-maintaining and everything else. Does that, and bearing in mind that's not just for 1 year, you are doing without wages for multiple years. Is that a good thing? Good question. Jim Turner says that with a PTO 3-point linkage would be brilliant. Yeah. As I say, obviously that is early doors, but bearing in mind just how repetitive some work in demolition, construction, farming, quarrying can actually be. I mean, in absolute truth, that's not entirely different to the autonomous haul trucks that Volvo have developed. But imagine. Just imagine. Needs to be diesel electric, says Jim Turner. I'm a huge fan of the electric idea, I have to say. Particularly when it can go and find its own charger. I mean, that to my mind just makes perfect sense. Just I'm getting low on juice. I'm going to take myself off, plug myself in, and I'll be back in half an hour. Awesome. And I also think I'd end up cutting my grass a lot, just to watch the thing doing its stuff. Dogs would hate it, but I think I'd have fun with that. Okay, people, it is time to reveal the mystery machine, and I can tell you we do have a winner. That's what you were working with last time we saw it. That's what it actually is. And as Dan Cullen has correctly said, it is indeed an XCMG XC870K backhoe loader, all the way from China. It is indeed. Well done, Dan. Well spotted. I know I gave her a few clues along the way, but yeah, who knew? XCMG. XCMG makes backhoe loaders. Why not? They seem to make everything else. There you are. That is the XC870K. Luball 716 over on Instagram says, believe it or not, the higher the voltage, the more energy efficient they are for companies. Is that right? I did not know that. This every day is a learning day. Jim Turner says one man could set off mowing. Let me get rid of this for a time being. One man could set off mowing and an automated machine behind spreading the grass. Same when it comes to rowing up and baling. Yeah. There's another point actually. I think there is a tendency whenever we talk about autonomous machines, we seem to think of them in complete isolation, like there will be no men, there will only be machines, automated machines. But what about, like I'm using AI for my podcast, what about if it's a combination thereof? I do the bits that are human, that need a bit of creativity and humanity, and machines do the rest. That's a good point, Jim. Imagine telling your missus that you've got to go plug yourself in. I think my wife thinks I need recharging, as it is actually. Yet another win, says Dan Cullen. Yeah, yet another win. And where are we? We are on the 24th of June, so we're about 7 days away from the start of our Mystery Machine League table. The league table exists. It's on my computer. I've just got no information to put in it at the moment. So yes, that's where we are. Now, as a very quick reminder, bearing in mind the disaster that happened at the beginning of the show, I'm going to remind you very, very quickly, there is a new article dropped this morning called, let me think, what was it called? This Too Shall Pass is what it was called. Should have just pressed the button. You can see that over in the chat there. It's over on Demolition Insider if you're that way inclined. Also, this is the last show for a couple of days. I'm literally, there are empty bags around me as we speak. I'm going to fill them up with undergarments and stuff, and then I'm going to be heading out the door on my way up to Buxton. So keep an eye out for me while you're there if you are going to Hillhead. I can't wait for automated dumpers and rollers. I'll be able to work on my own. Perfect. Yeah. Funnily enough, the first fully legit autonomous system that I was made aware of was, funnily enough, it was XCMG. And the way they do it, they are doing it with a paver, which they describe as the autonomy hub. And then behind it is 2, 3, 5, 10 rollers. And the hub is basically sending a signal back saying, compact this bit, but only to this level. And so on down the line. So yes, working on your own, why not? Don't forget us while you're there. I will not, how could I possibly? Garvin says, if they start cutting the grass and taking the bins out, some of us will get turfed out of the house. Yeah. What purpose do we serve, really? Particularly as I'm terrible at things like DIY. What purpose do I actually serve? Thankfully, my wife is out and about at the moment, so she's not here to answer it. But I can tell you her answer would be not a great deal. Not a great deal at all. Right. Yes, it is almost Hillhead time. As I say, I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'll be there on Wednesday, back here on Thursday to bring you news and videos and stuff from Hillhead. If you are going, please come and find me. Find me via WhatsApp. I'll be wearing my old school streamer hat, the old red one, the knackered red one. So if you see that passing by, throw things at me. Nothing heavy, ideally. Come and say hello. I'm hoping to meet up with a couple of you. Hoping to meet up with Jim Turner and Chris Ford potentially, because I've never met those two guys before. I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, we've got a full program while we're up there, working with Red Rhino, with Hammerglass, with Sunward, and a whole host of other people besides. So if you're around, please come and say hello. I'm for a brew tomorrow, Mark. Fantastic. I will be in the pound seats. In that case, I will get the coffees in. Not a problem at all, Jim. It's the least I could do, bearing in mind that you went up to Sibbertoft and sent us some fantastic footage. So people, go and have a splendid couple of days. Try not to miss me too badly. There's Andy Darville. Morning. Late again. Wrap my knuckles. You've missed all the fun of the fair, I'm afraid, Andy. I'm going to hop over into the chat in just a moment. And then I'm going to talk about our question of the day, which was what would be your ideal machine combo, and I'll come back to that in just a moment. But for the time being, that will be me done for a couple of days. So look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Hope to see you again very soon. But if you can stick around, please do so. I'll be back with the Craic immediately after this final word from our key show sponsor. Right, let's take that. That's a bit too much. That's about right. How are we doing this morning? How on earth are we doing? Can't wait to get to Hillhead now. It's been a long time coming. So yeah, and it looks like the weather's going to be kind to us as well. So yes, the suntan lotion is already, or the Factor 50 is already in the car. So I'm getting ready with that. I'll be wearing a hat. I'll also be wearing full-length sleeves because Last thing I need is sunburn or sunstroke. Don't want either of those things. So keep an eye out for a very pasty, overdressed person if you're going to Hillhead. I'm going to go right back to the beginning of the chat. I'm not going to go through the hellos again because we did that, but I can tell you that's the link to my latest column, This Too Shall Pass. All the things about which we get ourselves all hot under the collar about: electric machines, hydrogen machines, remote control machines, autonomous machines. One of these days, when it's all the norm, we can look back and go, don't know what we were worried about, really. Maybe. Let's have a look. My question of the day was that. And incidentally, on the subject of question of the day, Gary Muirhead very kindly sent me a bunch last night, and I've got some cool. Well, he's got some corkers coming up, some real head scratchers. But what would be your ultimate machine combo? And I said there were 3 ways to approach this. You could go 2 machines that you think work perfectly well together. You could go machine and attachment, or you could potentially go for, what about if we could combine, I don't know, a wheel loader and a dozer? I know that's been done, but you get the idea. So what is your ideal machine combo? And I'm going to go right the way through here. There we are. First answer, question of the day: 40-ton excavator and a processor. That'll keep you busy. Absolutely right. Fantastic combo. Jim Turner says, never seen one in the flesh, but a Cat D57T is a combination of a machine that looks noteworthy. Yeah, absolutely right. We mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. I did try to find some footage of one in operation, but I couldn't find one anywhere. I'll take another look at some point. I think I was doing that while I was on the move. Did we have any other answers on that? I don't think we did. There we are. Dan Cullen, wish I could go, but too busy to take days off. To be honest, I'm feeling exactly the same. But as I say, we're doing this for a living. You kind of need to replenish the stocks. We've been lucky enough to be over to Intermat, to Steel Wrist, to Volvo, and to Bobcat over the past couple of months, but we still need to replenish the stocks, unfortunately. So yes, I will be going to Hillhead, hopefully to fill up an SD card or 3, and then come back and show you lots of stuff. I know when I went to Intermat, I failed miserably in collecting any merch, giveaways and that kind of thing. But I will be working hard on that in the background, I promise you. If I can get anything while I'm there, I will be giving it away as soon as I get back. Question of the day, Jim Turner says, I've got a few combos, but they're stopping in my head until a firm wants to develop on my ideas. Good idea. Dan Cullen says, too damn hot. Yeah, it is. As I say, I'm going fully covered up for Hillhead. I know was it 2 years ago? The sun basically beat Fred to a pulp. I think dehydration and sunstroke. We got back to the house that we were sharing with Mr. Drew, and Fred just conked out. So yeah, being very careful this time. Dan Cullen says, fill your boots with giveaways. That is certainly the plan. And I do need, I've moved some stuff around. I was looking for some bits and pieces this morning, and I have actually come across a few bits and pieces that I was planning to give away that I never actually have. So I've already got some stuff here, but I'll be looking for more while I'm up at Hillhead. If you are an exhibitor at Hillhead, this is not for me, I hope you understand. But if you are an exhibitor at Hillhead and you have some goodies going spare, please let me have them, because we have a ready audience who love that kind of thing. I think that pretty much wraps things up. Nice short show today, 49 minutes, which is handy, to be honest. As I say, I do need to go and iron a couple of shirts, find a couple of t-shirts, and throw some bits and pieces in a bag. Also got to go and find my boots as well. They weren't where I thought they'd be, and I can't be doing Hillhead in trainers, because that will kill my feet. So everybody, for now, that's me done for the next couple of days. I will be back here on Thursday. If you have a look on Facebook, if you have a look on YouTube and all the other platforms, you can see I've already put a placeholder in place. I do need a Hitachi hat to wear in my new machine, if you find one, Mark. thought I might have one here, Andy. I don't. I'll have a word. Gary Muirhead says, ask Joe Westman for a steel wrist umbrella. Yes, I would look a proper Charlie walking around with a brolly up in the blazing sunshine, wouldn't I? Demo Dove says, have a fantastic hillhead. Guys, stay safe. I will do my level best and have a safe journey, says Dan Cullen. As I say, got lots and lots of time to get this. So my plan basically is to throw a podcast on the car stereo and just poodle up there. Take my time, get there in time to have a bite to eat, and then we're ready for tomorrow. Dan Cullen says, Andy, I have a spare Hitachi hat. Andy, Darv, Andy. No. Andy, Dan, Andy. You guys know each other. Have a word. Speak to each other. Sort out your hat. And failing that, let me know, Andy, and I'll see if I can hook one while I'm up at Hillhead. In the meantime, everybody, please have a fantastic couple of days. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves you a fair degree of scope, I think. I'll be back here on Thursday with yet more of the same. Probably Hillhead flavoured, I would guess. Until then, everybody, look after yourselves. See you soon. All the best.